Artesia radio show, and it is Football Friday, and everybody's wearing orange for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why we all wear orange on Fridays. Do you know?
Could be something to do with those Bulldogs. I don't know.
That's right. Football Friday today, and the Bulldogs are in town hosting the Berlin Eagles, and it's at world-famous Bulldog Bowl. If you are going to the game, you can go by the Bulldog ticket office at the pit and buy your tickets. You can obviously buy them at the gate, or if you want to buy them online, you can go to purplepass.com, scroll all the way to the bottom of the page, and in the search box type in Artesia. Or you can go to the Artesia Bulldogs school website, bulldogs.org. I wonder how much money they have been offered over the years for that domain. Bulldogs.org. I can imagine Georgia and other colleges that have Bulldogs, and
it's a valuable property.
Don't ever give it up. By the way, it's not worth it. But you can go there and then click on the detail calendar, events, and then there's a tab there that says, or a link there that says Fall 2022 tickets. And that'll take you right straight to the Purple Pass page, and you can buy your advance tickets. We would like to introduce you to the new children's librarian.
Right.
Beth Nieman. Beth, nice to meet you.
Hi. It's great to be here. I've been a long-time listener on the station, so, I work, but, it's nice to, go in between places to tune in. I especially like to hear from the county commissioners, Mr. Beard and so on, and hear what's going on around Eddy County. So that's kind of a cool show.
Well, I appreciate that. And we've been doing this for, I kind of gave you my age. We've been since 1991. We've been doing this show, and you and I were both talking about one of our favorite talk show hosts who's no longer with us, and how much we enjoyed that show. Are you from New Mexico, Beth? Or
I'm originally from Minnesota. I lived in Arizona up until the 2000s, and in 2000 my husband and our kids moved to Carlsbad, and he took a job at the WIP site, and then a little bit after that I took a job at the Carlsbad Library. So I have a lot of experience in the public library setting, but just not in the one here in Artesia.
Yeah.
But I'm getting to love it and enjoy it here, so that's pretty awesome.
Well, there's great library and library program in Carlsbad, and I'm sure you over the years heard about all the stuff going on at this library with the Peter Hurd mural and all that.
Yeah, the library in Artesia is just stunning. It just blows me away when I walk in the morning. It's like, I can't believe I work here. It's so nice. It's been so well planned. It's just a delight, just as an employee, to work in such a beautiful modern building with all the conveniences that they've built into it. I love my desk.
Do you have a window?
There's so many windows in that library.
It's hard not to have a window.
It's hard
there.
not to have a window.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a beautiful place.
Well, what is it with so many folks from the upper Midwest? I'm originally from Iowa.
Oh.
You're from Minnesota.
Yeah. Well,
Valerie came from South Dakota.
Yes, she did. So for my part, my parents were both from Minnesota originally, and back in the mid-'80s, my dad just couldn't handle dealing with the snow anymore.
Yeah.
He had and my mom owned a small town paper, like the Artesia Daily Press, and this was in the period before faxes and emails, so they physically had to go out and get the advertisers' spreadsheets and not a spreadsheet, proofs and stuff. They had to go get them in the snow, and it was not fun. They had to plug in the car to get it to start in the morning.
And it wasn't an electric car.
No, just to keep the battery from dying
keep
overnight.
the battery dying, keep the oil from freezing.
Yes, and so they took a little vacation trip to Scottsdale, Arizona, and they loved that. So they made plans to move down there. They opened a totally different business. They opened a travel agency.
Oh, wow.
My mom is in her 81st year, and she recently made the move to Missouri to be closer to her family, and she's still a travel agent.
Wow.
I know. It's like, Mom, you're setting the bar a little high.
I know. Another another one of the industries that's been really affected by the smartphone.
That is sure true, but she's hanging in there selling cruises, and I heard she just got a couple more, so she loves that.
And she had to go through the COVID year when cruise lines were shut down, and so what do I sell?
Right. Well, she spent her time rebooking and canceling and rebooking. So that's crazy.
Well, great. So you're the children's librarian. Yes. So tell us a little bit about what your department that you're overseeing at the Artesia Library.
Well, it's my privilege to work with the Artesia kids. I got to meet so many families. I started in June, which is, summer reading.
Mm-hmm.
And,
that was very, very popular this year from what...
My goodness. Artesia turns out. Let me tell you, I was very impressed. I was looking at some of my stats from the summer reading program. We had over 10,000 library visits.
Wow.
I know.
That's a lot.
We circulated over 8,000 books. And the programs, we had 39 little kids programs, 33 teen, and 20 adult programs. We had terrific attendance. I mean, Artesia blew me away. I was like, wow, you guys are big readers over here. So I was really pleased, and trying to learn everybody's names. It was hard, and I'm so bad with names. I have to ask people over and over again, what is your name? They don't seem to mind, though, so that's great. And so now we're looking at the fall lineup, so that's going to be starting next week. And I'm looking forward to meeting more people and getting into a groove and see how we do.
That's great. And you've got a flyer here that lists some of the programs that you have that start next week.
Yes.
You've got a preschool story time, toddler move and play, Mother Goose, STEM after school. So which one do you want to start with and just kind of...
Well, let's talk about our first one, preschool story time. That is for ages 3 to 5. Now, when I say that doesn't mean come by and drop them off. It means bring your 3 to 5-year-old, bring the family, bring the grandma if you want. Grandma wants to come, bring the baby, whoever wants to come. But it's going to be geared to the 3 to 5-year-old audience. We're going to do stories, and I always try to incorporate some language activities. This is a very vital time in a child's life where they're picking up language, and we want to make sure that we don't miss that opportunity. So we work on our alphabet. We do songs. We do crafts. Sometimes you might wonder why we do crafts in the library, but it is a great fun thing for kids to do. They learn to express themselves. They learn to use materials. They get a chance to work side by side with mom or grandma or dad or whoever brought them. So it's a great thing to do. We do a little music. I'm not saying I'm the best singer in the world, but I can lead a rousing chorus of the ABC song or whatever is on tap. So, and of course, social and playtime is included, and that is, I feel, super important following the pandemic. A lot of our little ones didn't get all of the social time that they and their parents might have wanted because of that, and so we try to make sure that there's plenty of time for that and just making those personal connections.
Yeah, so
there's a lot going on.
Well, there is, and by the time sometimes they get older, and adults are doing this now, we spend so much time staring at that glass slab that we don't interact with anybody anymore.
I know.
And so,
yes.
And the pandemic didn't help with that. It made it very much of a challenge. So now when they're at this 3 to 5-year-old group, you want them to interact with others.
Especially since they're going to be looking towards going to school coming up, and they need to have a little time to learn how to share and talk to others. And, I know parents are doing their best. So
that's right.
I'm here to support them.
That's right. But that's how important it is. And like you said, coming out of the pandemic, let's get that going again and have that. The toddler move and play. What is that about?
Do you have any children?
I do not.
Well, if you've ever
had
been around
dogs
toddlers, you know they move a lot.
Yes.
And that's their thing. So this program is So the preschool story time, we would expect they might be able to sit still for a little bit and listen to stories. Toddler move and play is just that. We move around, and all of our learning activities are incorporated into songs and playtime. So what we're going to do there is have about 5 or 6 songs to get going, and these are going to be songs like Wheels on the Bus, where we have hand motions we can do. We have little scarves, we have rhythm instruments. There's so many things we can do. So we're going to do that together as a group, and then we get out the toys. And I always encourage the moms and dads to get down on the floor too if they're able. But in any case, we're all in a group and we're playing. This age group likes to play side by side rather than get involved in a big imaginary story. So like the 3 to 5-year-olds, they'll sit with a castle or a barn play set, and they'll have a whole story going on. The toddlers will be more likely to find a toy they like and sit quietly and play with it, or maybe try to grab a toy from another kid that looks better.
Yeah.
So we're working on some social skills there too, but it's at their level.
Right.
So we're not expecting them to stay seated. We're expecting they want to be up and busy, and it works great. So, and then at the end, we have to clean up.
That's
another good skill.
And is this the same as the preschool story time? You don't drop the toddlers off, but you encourage folks to...
I always want to have the parents stay for programs, yes. And that's partly because I can't manage that many children. I'm not a skilled classroom teacher. And so we always want to have the kids stay and the parents stay together.
Right.
So that's
right.
ideal.
And then the Mother Goose, that's encourage reading and...
Oh, gosh. I could talk for a long time about the Mother Goose program. I actually took some specific training for this program at the Artesia Public Library a few years ago.
Okay.
There's a woman named Betsy Diamond Cohen who has done some brain research, and she came up with this program to help her own child several decades ago. And she kind of learned it from another person too. So it's a program with a lot of staying power. And we're doing a very fast-paced program. The parent is going to be tired at the end.
The parent
Yes.
is going to be tired.
And we're going to do it in such a way that we're stimulating language development. We're using rhymes, nursery rhymes, songs, finger puppets, regular puppets, rhythm instruments, music, baby games. It all happens inside of 30 minutes, and it's presented in a way that the certain elements go in a certain order every time, but we change what's inside the element so it's not boring. It's always interesting, and we move quickly to keep the babies engaged. Because, this one is for birth to age 3. I don't expect babies to sit still and listen to things, but we do get in a couple of quick little board books or something, just real quick, and it's a lot of fun, and I am tired by the end of the program. So if I'm tired at the end, I know I did a good job.
There you go. And then the last one that's on the sheet is the STEM after school, and Valerie's talked about this before. School's back in session. Kids are in school, but some kids need a place to go after school.
Sure.
Maybe they're waiting for parents, or they just want to have a quiet place where the rest of the family isn't distracting them. But
Right.
So you've got some programs for kids after school
Right.
to take advantage of. One of them
Right.
is STEAM, which is science, technology,
Engineering,
arts
and math.
Okay.
Right.
I don't see iced tea in there anywhere. Or
Snacks.
snacks. But anyway,
Stand for snacks.
there you go. Snacks.
Actually,
tea.
our first program is going to have snacks next
Okay.
week. It's called Edible Destruction. So I'm going to present the kids with some different foods that have certain shapes, like graham crackers, pretzels, marshmallows, different things like that. And I'm going to have what's called a shake table. And that's just made out of cardboard. And we're going to try to see if they can create a structure that can withstand a shaking like an earthquake.
Okay.
And they're going to just have to use their ingenuity to see how they can assemble these things. It'll be like a gingerbread house on steroids, I guess. We're just going to try to make towers, whatever they can come up with.
Yeah.
And we're going to use our hands-on experiment to see what kind of structures might be the strongest. So, that's one aspect. We're going to also use Legos another time. We have another special type of block called rock blocks that came to us when we got our STEM lab supplies. I guess a lot of the schools in the area got the STEM lab, mobile STEM labs and stuff. So I'm excited to use that. I don't know if you've been over there, but we've got a wonderful activity room, and we really use that a lot during the summer programming. And I found that the Lego program was one of the most popular and well attended. So I think there's going to be a lot of interest in this STEAM program too.
And what age group is that geared towards?
I would say the activities are going to be anything from K through 6th grade. And I know that little brothers and sisters come along too, so they're welcome to come and try it out too. I'm not going to be rigid. I'm not carding like, okay, how old are you, kid? And you know what? I've noticed that adults really enjoy participating with their kids. It's fun.
Yeah.
And I think that one of the best things about coming to library programs, doing crafts and activities like this, is you get the enjoyment from doing it. But you don't have to set it up. You don't have to do the shopping. You don't have to, do all the putting away of all the supplies because, it's at the library. You just sit down, you come, you enjoy it, and you go home with something fun. Or in this case, maybe you just go home with a full tummy after you eat your building.
There you go. And the neat thing about programs at the library, there's no cost for any of these programs, right?
These are free to the public, and you don't even have to have a library card to do the programs. You just come right in. If you're new in town, it's a great place to meet somebody, other people with kids, and it's wonderful.
Well, see, I've always been afraid of the library.
Why?
Because I might have to read a book.
Oh, no.
And I am a terrible reader. Absolutely terrible. I'm a great consumer of media, but when it comes to sitting down and just, I'm going to read a book today.
Do you like audiobooks?
I just have found odd that I can't do that.
Can't settle down.
So I have to, but I mean, I can settle down to watch a movie or something on YouTube.
Recording audiobooks.
Well, we kind of do that now.
Yeah, right.
So, and speaking of that, whether you're an adult or a kid or whatever, I did get the press release on the library card sign-up month.
Right.
So you said you don't have to have a library card to participate in the children's programs.
Right.
However, it would probably be encouraged to get a library card. So tell us a little bit about the sign-up month and what that entails.
I'd be happy to.
Yeah.
So every year, the American Library Association promotes this, and public libraries across the country do as well, to encourage people to get their library cards and make use of this resource in their communities. Yeah, because you may not, you might like our streaming videos through Hoopla or something. Mm-hmm. We have movies you can download. We have DVDs. Other people might want, the ones who are making long haul drives and stuff. They check out our audios, or they download them to their device, and then they're ready to go.
Yep.
And of course, the parents and the younger ones, they're practicing reading. So we have a lot of leveled readers, so that kids at the schools often are asked to take comprehension tests on books, and they are supposed to do so many per semester. So we have all that going on too. And I don't know what the public school libraries are like here in Artesia, but I would guess they might be a little smaller than the one here downtown. So we got plenty of resources for people. To get a library card, there's a short application to fill out. And then within just a few minutes, you have a card. You can use it to check out materials, or you can use it to go online and get digital stuff to your device. So you don't even have to leave your house to use the library. There's so much on there. And another thing that people may not realize about having a library card is we have stuff on there that has a paywall that normally you would have to have a payment to get into it. But we subscribe to it so people can use it without payment. So it's a great thing. So for example, there's, like I said, there's Hoopla, which is an audio, digital, ebook platform. It's got tons of stuff on there. There's heritage resources on there. There's a universal class, which is really fun. It's an online learning thing, and you can sign up for a class in anything from cooking to watercolor to photography to accounting, and go through it at your own pace, which is, it's really kind of fun.
Sure.
To try it out, I signed up for a drawing class because I'm not very good at drawing, and by the end, I could tell that I drew a pencil. Woo!
Well, good for you.
I know.
So September then would be a great month if you haven't
already. And we are offering a little drawing as an incentive. So if you want to come in and get a new card, renew your card, or replace your lost library card, we'll enter your name in a drawing. We're going to give away some gift certificates from some local businesses. We'll give away 2 for the kids, 2 for the teens, and 2 for the adults. So, that's just a little extra fun thing. Not that having a library card isn't incentive enough.
By itself, pretty impressive.
Yes, and normally we do charge $1 to replace a card. But in this, during this month, if you have lost your plastic card and you want another one, there's no fee for that this month.
All part of September Library Card Sign-Up Month.
That's right. That's right.
Well, that is great. I'm so glad that is going on. I may just have to do that. I was this close. This close to
you down there.
Signing up for the summer reading program.
Oh.
And then stuff happened, and it just didn't. I was this close. This close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to be after you next summer.
Please do, and we'll try to get that. We'll try to get that done. I've even bought books in the last couple of years, and they're sitting on shelves that I have had my whole life. I just don't.
You just don't
sit
like to
down
sit still.
and read, and if I do sit, I fall asleep.
Oh, I see. You're just an Energizer bunny.
I run till the caffeine runs out, and then boom.
And then you're done for the day.
I'm done for the day. Well, it's so nice to meet you, Beth. And
it's terrific to meet the person I hear on the radio.
I know. It's a disappointment for all when they do. And so thanks for being so kind. And I hope to see you or Valerie or anyone else that wants to come in. And we do have some McDonald's breakfast over there, thanks to
that would be really nice.
Sylvia at our local McDonald's here in town. So
I left my house at 7 because I didn't know what time I would. I usually leave my house at 8:25 to get here in time for my shift.
Right.
And I wasn't sure leaving earlier to come here if I was going to run into more traffic or what. And it was very foggy the whole way.
So you have to slow down and be careful.
Driving in a cloud.
It was weird. We pulled up the camera at one of the transmitter sites, and it looked like it was snowing. Oh. And it was just the fog moving across. And I thought, that's just the weirdest effect.
It was a very weird atmosphere out there today. I was like, am I still in the desert? I don't know.
That's right. Well, Beth Nieman, the new children's librarian, thank you so much. And we'll see you real soon.
Okay, thanks, Gene.
All right, we're going to take a break.